Hey, good morning or good afternoon. So we rented a car to drive to Copacabana for the weekend. It's about a 3.5 hour, 4 hour drive with traffic. We had issues renting the car. They gave us one that was like a very old, it's very hard to drive up the steep hills that's in La Paz. So we had to go back, wait a couple hours, switch cars. So we got like another SUV. It's a lot better, it's more modern. But we're here crossing over. When you drive, when you get about 3/4 of the way there, or 2/3 of the way there, you have to take one of these ferries with your car. You can see there's a van in front of me, and they usually wait till there's at least 2 cars to go before they can pass. And it seems like it's free. I thought I might have to pay something, but it doesn't look like it. So we just pulled off now. I'm guessing it probably takes like 15 minutes to get across. So very slow. Yeah, let's check it out. And here this is Lake Titicaca. And you have fares for people who are like taking like taxis or other public transportation. They also have like for just people to cross. As you can see, it's a lot quicker.
No.
About 13 minutes to get across on the ferry, and the guy asked for 50,000 pesos, which is about what, about $3 something, $7. So I'm not sure if that was a gringo price or not, but whatever, we got across. So now we have like another 47-minute drive to get to Copacabana. Made it to our hotel. We're staying at a really nice, beautiful hotel overlooking Lake Titicaca. It's called La Cupa, and this is our room here. Take a look inside, and we'll take a look outside as well. So we have like a double bed and also a single, a twin, and there's a bathroom with hot water in there. There's also a fireplace if you want to use that when it gets colder at night, and we also have like the normal radiator heat as well. It's like a small little kitchenette area if you want to cook something. The really cool thing about this place, besides the awesome views and the unique architecture of the place, is that there's also a pig on the premises and also a llama, which is like a little bit further down. So we parked our car right here. We walked up, and you can see they have different types of like little small casitas here. Some further up as well. And then this one is ours. Also like a small table and chairs and lounge chairs here as well. And you can see just like right over here is like the Copacabana beach. And this is where I think we're going to catch the boat tomorrow to go to Isla de Sol and Isla de Luna. They have a private tour you can take through the hotel. And I saw the price, I think it was around maybe like 50 or 60 bucks. And I think that's like up until 6 people. Or you can catch it yourself. And it's like $3 or $5 per person, something like that, I'm not sure. But everything so far in this city, it seems that you need to pay cash. Like even the hotel, I made a reservation on hotels.com. Then I got an email about a week before the check-in date that they only accept cash. So I had to pay cash, and I spent for 2 nights, 128 USD. And then they have like a restaurant here, and that's cash as well. And I think I've read other people say they got hotels here and they spent the same, around the same amount of money, and they pay cash as well. But luckily I did get some more cash from Western Union yesterday because I didn't have that much. But we're only here for a couple days, so hopefully we won't have to spend too much more than what we already have. And the room does come with free breakfast as well. Here's other parts of the hotel. There's like a restaurant right upstairs that we went to for lunch. And here, let's see, we saw there's a stray dog, but we saw a pig. You're fine, Gene. We saw a pig that was laying here earlier. It was really big, but you can see like down here there's a llama. Actually, I just spoke to the guy at the reception, and we're gonna just do the private tour. It's a little bit easier, especially with Jen. So he gave us the map. Pretty much we get picked up here. We'll go to Yamputata, and then take a boat from there to Isla del Sol, which is the main island that people go see in the north part. And then we'll take a boat from there to Isla de Luna. So it's from like 9 to around 3 p.m. So we're gonna just do that tomorrow. We'll have breakfast before. Come on, Gene. But first, let me show you guys the llama that's here. Now we're not gonna go back in at the moment, but you can see like he's down there grazing on some grass or something like that. Here we are at the Basilica Senora de Copacabana. And right next to it, there's a plaza called 2 de Febrero, like a block away. And also like a market as well. So we're gonna check all that out. And I was trying to get gas on the way here. There's only one gas station in town, the other one's closed today, and there's a long line. And like I mentioned before, we saw that quite a bit in La Paz, like cars like 15, 20 cars deep. It looks like what I've seen in videos of people who go to Venezuela. You can see like 50 cars in line. They run out of gas and then people just leave their car there and come back like the next day or so. But it's not that bad, but still waiting in line that long for gas is insane. We have a lot of driving to do, so I'm a little worried about that. But let's check out this church. One of the best things about Latin America and Europe, you see these very beautiful old churches and basilicas, old Spanish colonial. So you can see right there, Santuario Nacional de la Virgen de Copacabana in Bolivia. So we weren't able to take photos or videos inside the church, and there's also a service going on as well. But there was a sign saying you can't anyway. So we'll just keep walking and check out the square. See these crosses here. Church is welcoming me in. See, here's my name. Sean, welcome to the sanctuary of the Virgin of Copacabana. Also right from the church, when you walk out to get to the plaza, there's like a small little market where they sell some goods. Of course, you see this stuff all over the place. And like part of it's under construction there, but let's see if we can go around. So it's a pretty small square here, the 6th of August square. So the paz means the peace. One thing I was just telling Olivia, one thing I noticed that most you see working, like selling things on the street or at restaurants or whatever, is always women. You don't see too many older men. It's just a lot of the older cholitas working. So let's see. Plaza 2 de Febrero from 1986 to 87. So I was like 3 years old. He liked the dog, but he's also scared of the dog. I don't get it. Alright guys, here we are at the Copacabana beach. This is where you can catch a lot of different boats to take you to the Isla del Sol and de Luna or other places. Also some fun activities like there where you can like go on like little floaty rides or whatever they call it. You can see some kids playing in the water here in this lake. And then we have the statue of the sun and the moon. Yeah. 3.50? Sí. Gracias. Okay.
¿Tiene?
Sí, gracias, ma. Ciao. So I just got here a local cola called Coca Quinoa, maybe? So let's test this, see how it is. At first it tastes very similar to like a Pepsi or a Coke, but it's like a different aftertaste. I can't really explain it. It's not bad, it's just different. I'm not really a big soda drinker, but I kept seeing this all around. So I figured I'll try it out. kind of cold. I'm surprised kids are in this water. It's probably like mid-50s right now. And the sun's going down. Sandcastles. Good morning, guys. We just made it to Yamoussoukro. It's about, well, the map says about 35 minutes away from Copacabana. But the road is extremely dangerous, very narrow, steep cliffs. Probably the most dangerous road I've ever driven on. Very similar to that famous road, I think it's called Yanwa, that's in Bolivia. So I was very nervous. I took my time, so it took me like double the time. We took the private tour. It's about $100 for 3 of us, and it's like 5-6 hours long, something like that. And we're gonna check out the north part of Isla del Sol, Island of the Sun, and Isla de Lunes, the moon. So we have this captain up here named Cesar. Looks pretty young, like a teenager. But yeah, we're gonna take off with him, and I think it's like an hour ride to the first island. Oh, it's pretty spacious, very nice. And it's shaded inside too, so it keeps you away from the cold a little bit. Finally we made it. That was a rough ride. I'm very nervous to drive back. The boat ride took us about 35 minutes. And we have our guide here to take us around. Let's check it out. Walk all the way up here. It's gonna be about 10 minutes. Maybe a little bit more. Liz is a little bit sick today. That's like a cold, and so does Jen. We have to carry him most of the way. Right now we're at 3,800 meters above sea level. So definitely still high, similar to the pass. One thing the guy mentioned is that their biggest form of making money here is tourism and pescado, which is fish. Famous fish called trucha. It's up to about 8 kilos, he said. And they trade with like fruit and different things from the neighboring mainland, like Copacabana. And I think over there in the distance, I see like some alpacas or some sheep or something. As you can see, we climbed all the way up here. This is called Playa Blanca, the white beach. So the lake is only about 3 meters more or less deep, which isn't that much. I'm like 1.9 meters, so less than double of me. And we're gonna walk to, there's 3 villages here. I'm gonna walk to here, which is about 45 minutes away. And it's about 3,000 inhabitants on this island. So here we have some ruins that's thousands of years older than the Incans. Still held up really well, as you can see. It's 3,000 years old.
Todas las ruinas, mira, hay partes originales, hay partes que no es original. Reconstruido, ¿no? Hay partes.
This is like 3,000 years old. It looks pretty good.
Mira, 2 puertas para entrar, el sol y la luna. ¿Por qué?
Okay.
Ellos siempre adoraban al sol. En Aymara se dice Inti, Tata Inti.
Tata Inti. Very tight.
Bonito el paisaje. de la
Wow,
Playa
muy
Blanca.
bonito. Playa Blanca.
La Playa Blanca representa playa de las ñustas, de las vírgenes. Ovejitas criollas. Acá mayormente las ovejas son criollas.
This is the sacrificial table we're coming up against right now. Not sure exactly what kind of sacrifices, but Isla de Luna, and that sacrifice table I mentioned earlier is only for llamas for different reasons. They would sacrifice and cut out the llama's heart while the llama's still alive, and while it's beating, it kind of gave them energy they felt. So he said there was many different reasons why they did the traditions, because there's also different cultures here. So, but yeah, now we're gonna head back down. We just got back to the boat, and we're going to head to Isla de Luna, the moon island, which is about an hour drive on a boat. I think originally we were going to go to like his village, which is a 45-minute walk, which I'm glad we didn't, because it's be very difficult to walk that far with Jen and back. So it's an hour and a half plus 15 minutes coming down. I think just for the sake of time, because we did come a little bit late, and we just don't have enough time to do everything. But I see why people mention that you should try to stay one night on the island just so you can get a chance to really do and see everything. So I do recommend that, because it's a very beautiful island, very peaceful, and we definitely enjoyed the couple hours that we had on there. So let's head to the next place. And we just made it to Isla de Luna. So beautiful. It's hard to believe that this is a lake and not an ocean. The water's like very beautiful, it's crystal clear. I'm just waiting for our guide to show up here in a few minutes, take us around, and we'll start the tour. Okay, so actually we don't have a guide. This is a very small temple that we can see up here, so we can basically just explore that ourselves, and we can head back on the boat. So this should be really quick, so we can just ascend upwards, walk around this little area, and then head back. There's no guide needed. So let's go. So this is a walk to the temple here. It's kind of a rough walk, as you guys can see. This is very weird. Let's go. We have to pay 10 Bolivian pesos per person, at least for adults, and that's about $1.20 per person. And you just keep walking up, and then to the right you'll see the temple. Incan temple. And like the guy mentioned to us on the first tour, that's only about 24 people who live here. And so far I've seen like half of them, they're all women. One thing I noticed about Bolivia in general, so you see a lot of like middle-aged or older women, the cholitas, but you don't see so much of the like the older men, traditional, like very little. Usually the women are always out and about carrying things, selling things, farming. It's like 99.9% is them, which I noticed even when we were driving here from from La Paz. It's just women doing all of the hard, intense labor. And I'm talking about like ladies who are like in their 70s and 80s, carrying a bunch of things on their back and their arms, and they're walking down these long dirt roads, no cars, no horses, no nothing. So they're very tough. So that's going to be it for our Copacabana trip. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour of Copacabana and the 2 islands. We had a great time, and we are very exhausted from all the hiking, walking up and down, and carrying Jen most of the time. So we got a 30-minute boat ride back to where we started, and then we have like an hour drive back on that dangerous road that I mentioned earlier. So not looking forward to doing that. And also we have to get gas before we head back. And that's also like I mentioned before, like in another video maybe, but the lines for the gas are very long. They can stretch out a couple blocks, a block or two, depending which gas station and what area. So that could be easily a 2-hour wait, hour to 2-hour wait. So hopefully we'll get lucky. There were 2 gas stations in the area. One was closed yesterday, so maybe by both being open today, it should relieve some of that headache. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, please like and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one.